Hey y'all, how y'all doing? What's up? What's up? So y'all, let's get into this Love and Marriage Huntsville review and all of the things, honey. I was wanting to call it Love and Marriage hip hop because love was it Love and Hip Hop Huntsville, honey, cuz Destiny was definitely trying to turn it to a love and hip hop situation. We gonna get into Destiny real good a little later. But first, we're gonna talk about how the scene starts. It basically season 9. The beginning of season 9 starts off with the continuation of season 8. Yeah, I'm like, is this either a reality TV show or is this a scripted show? Because usually scripted shows start off like that, not reality TV shows when you have a reunion at the end of every season. So that was weird. But anyway, so we start off with a continuation of the dinner. And Destiny's about to hop up, and she was hopping up to charge and not really run across the table and charge at Melody, but her jumping all up and doing all this is it's pretty much what Melody says throughout this entire episode. It's that Destiny is trying to have a moment. And like I said, we're going to get into Destiny and her moments a little later. All right. So this is my thing. When I'm watching it, I'm looking at Tisha, and Tisha's annoying me because Tisha's like, we all just trying to have conversations and we just trying to get things out in the open. And she's just on this, want people to take accountability and this and that. It's like, Tisha, you are the number one person that don't like nobody tell you nothing about anything that you do. When Stormy tried to confront you about copying stuff off of her website, you don't want to take accountability for that. When you had the Black Expo and was trying to ask all your castmates to show up and be there and be a speaker all day for free. And then when people ask you, okay, so, and they were like, well, how did you all make money? How much money did y'all make from it? Because y'all was charging people for booths and all of that and all of these things, but you all had no ability to pay us anything. We was just supposed to show up and work for y'all for free, and then y'all make money off of it. She didn't want to take accountability for that. So for her trying to be like, I'm taking a high road, I'm trying to get everybody together, and I just need people to take accountability. It's like, Tisha, I need you to go sit yourself down somewhere. And it's like Melody said. Melody's like, no, Tisha, you really want to stay out of this, okay? Like, zip it. Trying to be the middleman in this, okay? So, yeah, she's basically, hold on. So we're going to leave there and let's go ahead and go over, because there's some things I wrote about Destiny in here, but we're going to wrap all that up later. So then later after that dinner, Tisha and everybody's walking outside and they're getting ready to go get in the little Sprinter van and get on to the next, go back home to the hotel room. And Tisha goes off on Shanita because Shanita keeps calling her the ops. Shanita keeps saying, come on, ops. Come on, ops. And then Tisha was finally like, hold up. That's hella disrespectful. I'm going to need you to stop doing that. Like, that's not even cute. Quit doing that. And then Shanita goes off on Tisha. And Tisha's like, yeah, but you're going to quit calling me that. And then Shanita's like, somebody better tell her to get out of my face. Don't be running up on me like that. Don't be running up on me like that. And I'm like, and this thing, I'm feeling like, Shanita, you doing too much. And Tisha had the right to come and confront you, and she should have checked you about that. We're going to get into that later, but she should have checked you right then and there when you said it the first time. And I'm glad that Tisha stood up first. I was like, girl, quit calling me the ops. That's not cute. I'm going to need you to stop. But the problem was that Tisha was really running up in Shanita's face and like just being real rah. And even Kimmy was like, girl, you don't just run up on people like that. You know what I'm saying? And so, but Kimmy was trying to calm down Shanita. And Shanita was like, well, what you want me to say? What you want me to call her? You want me to call her messy? And Kimmy was just like, just don't call her anything at all. Like, that's the part you're missing. Just don't call her anything at all. And then Melody's over there trying to calm Tisha down, telling her, well, Tisha, you ran up on that lady like that. Like, you can't just run up on people like that and expect them not to get rowdy with you. So anyway, they leave that situation. Oh, but we ain't done with that situation. So next we have out of that situation, we have hold on a second. I had to pause and think of who pulled who aside. So it was Destiny, once again, Destiny trying to get hella screen time, trying to get that Huntsville check. She pulls Sunny, she's like, can I come talk to you for a moment? And it's like, why, Destiny? Why? So she pulls Sunny aside. She's like, can you just admit that me and you were really friends, that we had some type of relationship? And Sunny's like, yeah, I can admit that we was cool at one time, but we weren't friends like that. And Destiny just keep pressing the issue. Well, can you say that we was actually friends, that we was cool at least? She was like, yeah, I said we was cool. She's like, well, why would you do all that? Why would you try to throw your marriage or whatever, your relationship in my face? And Sonny was like, well, I wasn't trying to throw it in your face. She was like, well, Destiny was like, well, yes, you were. And then Sonny was like, no, I didn't want it. I did not. I always said I never wanted my happiness and joy to come from your pain. That's not what I wanted to do. And Destiny says, well, I don't believe that. So I'm like, well, Destiny, what was the point? It literally is you just trying to get a moment. Because what was the point? If you already knew in advance she wasn't going to accept what she had to say. So why did you pull that woman aside to have some quote moment? Then even Destiny says, well, something was like, well, why did you pull me to the side then? You the one pulled me to the side for this conversation. Because Sonny was trying to continue the conversation. Destiny like, well, nah, I'm done. I'm done with the conversation. And Sonny was like, well, why'd you pull me aside? And Destiny was like, well, because I was looking to have a real moment. What? Anyway, y'all, like I said, we gonna talk about Destiny, okay? So we have the next scene that comes up, and I'm thinking this is like the following day they get up, and I think they all have like brunch or whatever, and oof, y'all. So we have that. Okay, so that night when they all get back to the house, Melody is walking past the stair. All of them walking in the house. Melody's walking past the stairs. Destiny is walking down the stairs. And Destiny mouths the words to Melody, I'm sorry. Destiny starts tearing up and everything. And then Melody comes over to her and she just says to her, we'll talk. And Destiny's like saying, I'm sorry, again to her. And she walks on down the stairs. And then in her confessional, Destiny says, I was just saying I was sorry for bringing up the whole respectful cheating thing. What? Like, that literally didn't make sense. Why would you go through all that dragging that woman, bringing some stuff up about that, and then say, well, I was just trying to say I was sorry for feeling like it. She said, I felt like I had to bring it up. Why you have to bring it up? Anyway. That was annoying. And then it just reminds me of the part two when they was trying to calm Destiny down from hopping up out of her seat like she was about to charge Melody outside. Tisha and I think Kimmy was out. No, I think it was Tisha and Stormy that was outside with Destiny. I could be wrong. But anyway, she's like, I just had to bring it up. That was a real thing. Her respectful cheating, the respectful cheating. And it's like, that's a whole prep story. Like I said, we don't get into Destiny and her prep stories and her buzzwords that she practiced and had prepared for this show, for this season, because she just, thinking about it now, a couple of seasons ago, the big thing was that, Melody really ain't that upset about Martell leaving. She was planning on him leaving the whole time. She wanted him to leave. Like, y'all know how crazy that sounds? A woman with 4 kids and spent 14 years basically with a man wanted to leave him and wanted the relationship to go sour. Some of y'all don't be using your head. That don't make sense. 1 + 1 don't equal 2 there. That makes no sense that woman wanted to try to raise 4 kids by herself and get drugged, knowing she was dealing with, quote, allegedly a narc. She didn't want that, okay? I seriously doubt she wanted that. But yeah, this whole respectful cheating thing, it's a thing that's been drummed up by the cast. And Destiny was like, well, I'll bring it up. I'll take the ball and I'll slam dunk it tonight. If y'all know what that's from, y'all let me know in the comment section. But anyway, that's Destiny's thing. So she wanted to bring up the respectful cheating. So anyway, um, let's get off of that for right now. So yeah, the next morning, after all that, the next morning they have brunch, and then they're all like hanging out on this little like cliff area looking at the views, and they're having a real moment like, yeah, Melody's like, this is what women can do when we come together. I feel like it's good that we all got a lot of things out last night. And she even says to Destiny like, I did not, until you brought the receipts out and you present the receipts at the table, I didn't understand what was really going on. She's like, it looks to me like y'all had somebody that was playing the both of y'all at one period of time. And then no, I think she meant like he was talking to the both of y'all at one period of time. So I understand now the receipts on that. And so Destiny's like, yeah. And she was like, I would say to you that, I finally understand what it feels like when people keep bringing up your pain over and over again in front of everybody. That's what Destiny says to Melody. Destiny, I don't think you understand. I still think you think it's cute, and I think you'll do it again and again and again to whoever you feel like you need to do it to, so you can stay on this show and get a check. So anyway, so they all like go out, kind of like just hanging out in that area, and Destiny chooses to pull Melody aside and say, I was told that you suspected that me and Martell had something going on, and I just want to let you know, hell no. Hell no. I'm like, why are you so loud, Destiny? She was like damn near yelling in Melody's face, hell no. I'm like, that's a bunch of extra for no reason. And even Melody's looking at her like, why? What is this? And and she's just like, I would never do that. I'm not. I would never do that. And Melody's like, okay. You know how Melody says. So she's like, okay. And she's like, okay. And then Destiny's like, well, okay. Well, I'm just telling you, I wouldn't ever. And Melody again's like, okay. So then they're like, well, let's have a conversation about this. Well, no, I think it goes to Melody's like, well, let's have a real conversation about something. What was this whole thing about you yelling out the door at your Madali relaunch? Shout out to Sunny. What was the thing about you yelling to my mom saying, you need to stop pimping out your daughter? What was that statement about? And Destiny was trying to dance around answering the question. And Melody's like, no, like, where did that come from? And she's like, well, it just, it was just me talking in the moment. This is what Destiny's saying at the time to Melody. It was just me talking in the moment. It's just me talking in the moment. She did not want to answer what Melody kept saying. Where did that come from? That's why I want to know. And Destiny didn't want to answer. And basically Melody was like, well, I'm just done with the conversation. Then I'm done. We can just dead this real moment situation that you trying to quote have with me. I'm done with the conversation. So later in confessionals, Destiny says in the confessional, well, that came from me. I'm just saying, like, her mom does with, she don't care if it's destroying her daughter or not. All she cares about is making money off her daughter. That's why I was saying with the whole pimping your daughter thing. Melody has people around her that will tell her whatever she wants to hear so they can keep benefiting from her. That's where I was saying with that. Really? Destiny, you a damn lie. You are a bold-faced lie. That is not where. It's another one of those little sound bites that your ass got from Martell. That and the respectful cheating crap. You decide to bring it to this show, rub it in Melody's face, and get you some screen time and earn a check. That's the reality of this. Chow. Whew. Destiny, y'all. Destiny a hot ass mess, y'all. Anyway, let's get over to the whole dinner thing. And I'm going to take a little pause because this situation here gets real stupid. So once again, y'all, they could not have an episode without bringing up millimeters. Okay, so I don't know who really brought up the millimeters situation first, who spoke on it first, but I want to say it was Nell. But anyway, they're bringing up the millimeters thing and saying, yeah, even they start bringing up that Melody should say something because even Beyonce says stuff. Melody says, oh, and then Stormy says, yeah, even Beyonce says to her fan base, be nice. And they're all like, yeah, people say all the time, they tell their fan base to be respectful. They tell their fan base this and this and that. And Melody is just looking like, really? This is what we doing again? And then so Stormy goes in and she claims that someone said, she was like, yeah, well, Melly was like, well, where's the receipts and all that? Y'all saying that because Tisha's timing in, yeah, they're calling our businesses. They have called the city on me several times. They called the city on Black several times. And then Stormy's like, yeah, they a lady made a video saying that she was throwing away all my products and she was going to tell Target not to carry my products anymore because I did not support Melody. She said that in the video. And I'm like, where is that video? I'm in these YouTube Huntsville streets pretty darn deep and I ain't never seen that video. So if any of y'all know the video that Stormy is talking about, where some lady was throwing away her Canvas Beauty products and then said that she was going to ask Target not to carry her products anymore because she doesn't support Melody, literally verbatim. She said this is what this lady said in the video, which I think is a bunch of horse, you know what, manure. I'm like, y'all really just gonna sit at this table and bold-faced lie like this? Because for one, Tisha, we know for sure that with Tisha, it was the people in the community calling the city on them. Okay. Now, but Tisha claimed that the lady was in her, because Melly's like, what is the examples? Like, y'all keep saying this stuff has happened, but give me examples. Like, what has really happened? And Tisha was like, yeah, they was in Black and they said that they was a millimeter and this, and I'm like, I really feel like y'all just pulling stuff out y'all ass to try to provide some credibility to the crap that y'all been pushing all season long. Well, all last season, I guess, technically at this point. Because I'm like, even the stuff y'all saying, it don't even add up. It don't even sound right. And I'm not even in the situation. I'm on the outside looking in. It's like that 1 + 1 ain't equaling 2. I'm not understanding that. And so, yeah, so Stormy's claiming there's a video out here where the lady is doing that. I want to see the receipts. Okay, I want to see the video. Y'all, so that was a whole mess here. And let's see here. So, yeah, I put a note here about what I would, if I was Melody, what I would do. And then still, at this point, I'm like, I don't know. Because I feel like the reason why Melody hasn't said anything so far is because she knows majority of this stuff is BS. And so she doesn't even want to give air or breath to it. But this is what I think I would do if I was in Melody's shoes when it comes to this whole millimeters thing. I would be like, yeah, I would tell everybody like, hey, look, there's certain things that I am not in support of. Like, but see, this is the tricky thing. Y'all. And this is why I'm going to pause on this. If you and Melody is super, super smart, and this is why she hasn't said anything. If you make a statement one way or the other, people can hold that against you. And like we said, Melody does not control grown adults who she does not know personally. So this is the tricky thing with that. If she says something to her fan base and say, hey, y'all, don't do this, don't do that, I don't support this, I don't support that. Well, then people can come right back and say, well, she didn't say she don't support this. So if they're doing this and that to me, then she's okay with them doing that. And then that opens Melody up to a lawsuit, y'all. So, y'all, I think Melody is super smart, and she's basically taking the position, I'm not going to say anything because no matter what I do say, it will open me up to a lawsuit. And at first I was like, if I was Melody, I would just say, yeah, there's things I don't support. If you all are doing certain things in support of me, please don't do it, blah, 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 just to shut this whole millimeters BS down and give this cast not nothing else to have a storyline about, since they want to make millimeters their storyline. But Melody is smart. And I think she should continue to not say anything one way or another, because whatever she does or does not say, when she makes a quote statement, will open her up to a lawsuit. So yeah, Melody is super smart. So yeah, she should continue to do things as she's doing them. All right, so next thing I wrote in my notes, I had to make my little handy notebook to keep up with all this mess. So at the end of this episode, they're all the next following morning, Messy Tisha, the ops. She's like, yeah, Stormy and Trisha left this morning. And Melody's like, okay, so they just gonna straight up leave without saying bye or nothing. I mean, that's just rude. I'm trying to think, did Melody say that they left, or Tisha? I think it was Tisha that said that they had left first. But yeah, they just up and left. Stormy and Trisha just up and left. They didn't say bye to nobody. They just packed their crap and left first thing in the morning. And it's like, y'all ain't got no freaking manners. You at least say, hey, I got real bad bubble guts, I want to go home. Something. Make up a lie, something. But you don't just walk up out of somebody's establishment and don't say nothing to them. You don't say nothing to the host like, thank you, I had a wonderful time, I'm gonna go ahead and head out, I want to get back home to my baby. Trish can be like, I want to get back home and take this bun off my head because it hurts, because that thing looked like it was heavy and that it hurt. So like that, I don't like that. That put a bad taste in my mouth, because I feel like that is rude as F. Okay, but y'all, yeah, that's the review there. We got basically Destiny running around constantly trying to get a moment. Just like Melody said, Destiny is trying to create moments, just like she did a couple of seasons ago when she ran out the door yelling at Melody. She was like, girl, I ain't got time for you trying to create moments. And that's literally what Destiny was doing. And it brings me back to Destiny's Live that she did like a week ago. And she was talking about how she was in acting originally, and that as an actor, people was telling her not to do reality TV. And so I guess she wasn't getting enough acting gigs. She decided to go ahead and take advantage of this reality TV opportunity. And she's decided to act all up in that. And the producers of Huntsville need to be careful with this, because I've seen the same thing happen with Kenya. Now, I like Kenya for the most part, but Kenya, when she came on Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kenya was part of the downfall of how things were conducted on Real Housewives of Atlanta, because Kenya was one of the first ones to come in there and try to produce her own storyline into Real Housewives of Atlanta. Kenya came in there with her own produced boyfriend. Kenya came in with a bunch of different antics and stuff like that. And at first, Andy thought it was the greatest thing in the world. Oh, we're drumming up drama and we're producing a bunch of drama. But after a while, the tricks and gimmicks that one person is allowed to pull becomes annoying and inauthentic to the rest of the things that's going on with the cast. And it starts making it to look like a complete clown show. So, not to say Kenya didn't produce a lot of great funny moments, but there were times where you could tell things were being way overproduced, and it took away the authenticity of the show. And if Carlos keeps Destiny around doing all the antics and messes she's pulling, it's going to take away the one thing that Huntsville has, and that it still has put a pretty good sense of authenticity. That's why we're all tapped in. That's why we're all invested. That's why there are millimeters, is because it has a strong brand of authenticity to it. Okay, so anyway, y'all, that's all for me. This was a good episode overall, but they need to quit it with Destiny. And yeah, that's all for me, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I will chat with you guys later. Bye-bye for now.